guys, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a, well, what am I doing today? Today I'm going to be doing this extremely random video. I did not plan this. I don't even really know what I'm trying to accomplish with this. Well, I guess I'm trying to accomplish some ideas. So I have a bit of a situation of, I think I've almost run out of space for all the books I have. So I mean, this is no surprise. I have like over 400 some books. Most of them are not on my shelves. Most of them are in boxes. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of different ideas of how to rearrange some of stuff. Like, I do have some room in the other boxes and stuff. But, I was thinking of like, maybe like rotating them or whatever, something like that. And I just thought I'd get some other opinions on this. So, okay, I'm gonna move you guys. So as you can see here, this is my regular shelf. Don't know how well this is gonna go out. So it's 3 shelves. There's a third one down there. You don't normally see that one. So, yeah, it's 3 shelves. So there's not much I can put on them. Like this second shelf here, you can clearly tell this is pretty much all manga. So just because Yona the Dawn and Library Wars together are a very long series, even though I don't have all of Library Wars yet. So yeah, so but I was thinking of like, cause one of my other main goals, this is just gonna be a very random chatty video because I totally went into this without planning anything. So anyways, yeah, I'm thinking of just like, I don't know, rotating the books, cause pretty much all the books on this shelf here, except for some on the bottom, I've like either read recently or whatever. And I try to keep like my favorites on this shelf, even though technically all the books I try to keep are favorites because I try not to keep books that I don't really care about. So, the big thing is I'm thinking of like something like alternating them, like rotating, that's what I mean. Rotating like, because one of my sort of low-key goals is to, all the books I own will have reviews up, so that, because then that means I've read them and I've determined an opinion on them, and I figured out like what I want to keep and stuff like that. So, yeah, the books here, most of these I have read and reviewed, some of them I have not. Like on this top shelf, the only series I have not reviewed is Iliana Chronicles, which I've read them twice, so it's like they're not going anywhere. But they're the only book on here, the series on this shelf, that I haven't read and reviewed. All the manga I have a bottom shelf, which, here, I'll just tilt it down so you can kind of see what I'm pointing at. Pretty much with this one, Blades of Actar, Angel Eyes, which, okay, you guys can't see that. I haven't reviewed those series. Also, on the bottom here, I think I've reviewed all these. Yeah. No, Losing Brave, I have not. That's kind of down here. You can't really see it. But, so I'm thinking, like, maybe rotate them, or, yeah, rotate them, so that, like, maybe the books out here, the ones I've reviewed, and the ones, like, because I have a 3-shelf one in the closet that I'll show you guys in a second, so you can see. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that right now. So I'm going to move this. So let's see how that works. So this is the bookshelf closet I have here. This is also 3 shelves. And then I have a stack back here. These are the ones I've read. The ones with from The Way of Kings down to Oathbringer down there. These are this is my TBR stack. So these are all the physical books I haven't read yet. These are the books that currently don't have a home, which is why I'm making this video. And, I mean, I've been trying to think about this for several days anyways, so you guys probably can't see that very well, but I have 3 shelves here. This one has a lot of DVDs I have, and then my writing books, those will probably, those will stay, but, I don't know, it's not like I'm getting rid of a lot of these books. It's just, I'm just thinking of, like, rotating them so that, like, maybe the ones I haven't read yet but I want to reread, I would put on, say, this bookcase for the most part, and I just rotate it, or like on this stack back here. But the ones I have read, maybe I'd rotate into boxes for a bit, so then I kind of know, or at least have seen, you know, what I have and if I want to keep them or not. I don't know, does anyone else have any opinions on this? I mean, currently, what you guys are sitting on is one of the box of books that I have. So, yeah. So, I mean, I've like decreased my book collection quite a bit, but now I'm reaching the point where, I'm starting to reach the point where it's like, these are all the books I want to keep. So, but I have a lot of books that I have not read, or I have, I have books that I have not read, which I'm working on that one. But I also have a lot of books that I haven't reread to see if I still want them or not. So, yeah, I don't know if I should just, I wonder how many there are on this particular, in this particular area. Wonder if, this video is kind of short right now, but I mean, it's just random chatty video. So I could just start pulling the books off and seeing if maybe, seeing just how many there are on here that I might want to reread. I mean, I was thinking about maybe reorganizing them today anyways, and also I was thinking of not doing that because that is a daunting task, but at least then I know. You know what? We're just gonna do something random. Like I said, this is random. This is a random video. My braid is completely falling out because it's near the end of the day. It always looks like this. So, excuse my hair. Excuse my hair in general, because apparently I just got bad hair genetics. So, okay. So the stack here, let's see, the Tangled manga, I have read that. I read that recently. The Girl Could See by Kara Swanson. I have not read this recently. I know I like it, but I want to review them. So then have like the content and stuff like that. Also just my thoughts somewhere. So we'll put that in a different stack. Okay, so that's the one. Tangled isn't there. Back to Him. I've read this one. That's a devotional. Fierce Heart. Read this one. Love this book. So, recently just bought a box set of the rest of the series I was missing, so on ebook. So I can actually continue that series now. Scoot you guys a little closer. Hopefully you can still hear me. I hope the sound quality is okay on this. I'm just using it on the phone. Like, I don't have a microphone. So, aside from what's on this phone. So, anyways, what I was saying before. I'm gonna leave all the DVDs. I'm gonna leave the writing books because I may want to reread those and, like, check on them and stuff like that. So, these are actually, I guess you can see this as a mini book, bookshelf tour. This is like a really old book. I found this at a Goodwill. I think it's German. I'm not even sure what it is. It's really old though. It's like a German, like, I think it's like a prayer book or something. So it's really cool though. I found it at Goodwill. So, but yeah, I have no clue what it is. Like, this is the title page, but oops, it has like this, and it has this like picture of St. Joseph, so I'm assuming it's Catholic somehow. I'm not sure, but anyways, this will be staying out just because I don't know German, so I can't read it, so, but I just keep it because it's cool. And this is a Bible that my aunt brought me, that apparently, it's a King James version, but it has like this wood, and apparently it came from Jerusalem, so that's cool, and it has like different types of pictures and stuff. I can't read it because, look at that font, it is too tiny, but I keep it because it's cool, so those won't be going anywhere. Okay, so up here I have From the Mountains to the Valley. I have read this one. So, I've also read this one, which is the only Keeper of the Lost Cities book I have, which is Flashback, which is book 7, which is my least favorite book. So naturally I own this one. So, but I have read that one. So yeah, I might want to replace this one at some point with a hardcover because it's huge. Like, these books are big, so I try to want to get the hardcovers eventually because they're just big. Okay, so I have a little space here. So on the second shelf, I hope you guys can still hear me. I have some CDs here. I actually don't want this CD, so we're gonna just get rid of that while we're at it. Okay, we'll just do this as a weird purging thing at the same time. Okay, so let's just remove these. Okay. Alright. So, this stack, actually, let's just move these. These are all the Horse Angel books by Angela Dorsey. This is middle grade. I have read all these, so, recently, so they can also go on that stack over there. The Freedom Trilogy, also by Angela Dorsey. Read those. Abandoned by Angela Dorsey. Have read that. And The Winnings on the Wind. At least the first 4 books. I've read those. Okay, so, like, the majority of these I've, like, reread. Like, I've read all of these, but, like, reread recently. That's what I mean by just, like, I read it. So, yeah. Let's see. This one, I have, let's see. I've read all these recently, these books. The only ones on this stack that I haven't read recently are the Infidels books by Angela R. Watts. This is Christian dystopian. I do want to reread these because eventually I do want to get the last book. I have read the last book, but I don't own a physical copy of it currently. So I'm going to just pull those out. Found by Knighthood, Nikki Chapelite. I've read this one recently. And the Midnight Hours. First 4 books by Mackenzie Gray. I've read these. This is Christian dystopian as well. Just read the 4th book recently, so yeah. Those, the Back to Me, The Bridge Duology by Michaela Bush. Read those. Okay, so these are the only ones which are the Infidels books. So I'm going to put those down there. Then I have Where Giants Fall. I've read this one. It's an anthology of fantasy short stories. It did have a piece in it. I don't know if they're switching it. I'll just tell you this now, guys. There's gonna be a 2nd edition of this book, and my story will not be in the 2nd edition. I don't know if they started switching that yet. So if you wanted to read my story, it may not be in there anymore. So, but I do have plans to eventually republish that short story. So I just haven't figured out when yet, and I just dropped the book. So yeah, just thought I'd give you guys a heads up on that because my piece is no longer in here as of a 2nd edition. I just don't know when they're republishing it as a 2nd edition, so check the like the copyright details page on like Amazon or something for details, because it'll tell you there if it's a 2nd edition or not. So yeah. So anyways, move this extra stuff. Okay, this is a really old book of Grimm's Fairy Tales. This one would stay out. Found this one at a Goodwill too, but yeah, this one would definitely just stay out anyways. Everything I Became by Michaela Bush. This is a book of poetry. I've read that one recently. Orange. Okay. Orange, which is a manga series. Read these fairly recently. These I eventually, I mean, obviously I would want to reread these anyways, but yeah. This one, the omnibuses, I definitely want to, like, update the content, but they already have that, so whatever. It's there. So, okay, the Belisara series. The only one that I actually have reviewed is the last one, because I read this fairly recently. So that's the only one that's been reviewed. All the rest of them have not been, but they're middle grade. They're, like, really lots of words and stuff. So, yeah, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So I'll put those down there. Big of a deal to, like, reread them and stuff. Okay. Wait Until Tomorrow. I've read this one fairly recently. Same with On the Run with a Supervillain, and Reformed, and Court of Queen. So that's a lot of books already. So okay, so far, oh, okay. So far from this shelf, these are the only books I haven't read recently and reviewed. So that's not actually bad. The rest of them are down here. So that's 2 stacks here, so that's not so bad. Okay, so the bottom shelf here, these are just like stickers and stuff. You don't need to see that. Here, rock. Okay, there's that. Okay. So, what do we have here? Okay. War by Angela R. Watts. I've read this recently. Turret. Read that one. Replication. I have not read this one recently. I really like this. It's like Christian sci-fi. It has to deal with like cloning. But yeah, so we'll put that up there. In 27 Days. Have not read this recently. So here. Same with Guild Hollow. Have not read this one recently. Intermission. This is like a Christian contemporary romance. I really like this book, so I highly doubt most of these books I highly doubt I'd get rid of them, but I haven't read them recently. So Moonscript. I have read this one. I do have a review. I don't know if I have content, but I do know the author is working on the 2nd book, so I don't know about this one. I'm Maybe I should have a maybe pile for like, maybe I want to reread them. At least fairly soon? I don't know. We'll set up a maybe pile. We'll see about that. Okay. No Chance Meeting by J. Elliott. I have read this one fairly recently. I know I have a review. I'd have to check and see how detailed the content is. I'm pretty sure that's when I was doing it. Like, more detailed rather than just, like, vague stuff. So, Zombie Takeover and Ghostly Vendetta. I've read those recently. The Dragons of Starlight series. I read those last year. So, yeah. Those, Dark King, The Eternal Dance. Read that one recently. Also read the entire, currently, the entire Shadows Creed saga recently. So yeah, I'll just leave those there. And this is the, Art of Tangled book. I have not read this recently, but if I want to, you know, review it, it's just about the different artwork from the movie and stuff. So, different, like, concept art and storyboards and things. It's a really cool book. But yeah. So I'm just going to leave that there, though, because it's too big to fit anywhere else. So, ow. Okay, we'll just put the script up there. I have reviewed this one, but I haven't read it fairly recently, so... Okay. Random Pens. Between Jobs. I have read this one, but I'm probably going to keep this one out. Reformed as well. Pull that one out. Just because I have read these, but I haven't continued their respective series. I would like to keep at least the first books out so that I can review them, or at least, you know, look through them before I read the second ones, which are on this stack. So, yeah, you can see, Between Shifts here, that's the second book after Between Jobs. So, yeah, I just haven't gotten to those, so we'll just set those aside. Fierce Heart would probably be in the same pile, just because I haven't continued that series. So, that's part of that series, video I still haven't filmed yet. So, then we have this one, Clone Wars, The Hero of the Confederacy. This is a comic, Star Wars comic, so it wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. Do I even want to keep this? I don't know, and I'm not that fond of the artwork. It's very strange looking. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Maybe I should put this in a do I even want to keep it pile. Because I don't know if I'd reread it. I only gave it like 3 stars, I think. So that's kind of my cutoff point for me. If it's a book is 3 stars, I may or may not keep it. So, and I have a small lack of space anyways. So I think I'm going to put this in a pile out there in the room and see if I even want to keep it. So, okay, then we have 2 of the Harry Potter books, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban. Read those. Finding God in Anime, Volume 2. Read this one. I also have a piece in it for those of you who don't know. The Lunar Chronicles. I have not read these. Oh no. Okay. I read these once, loved them, I haven't read them again. So, we're going to put them up here. Actually, I still don't know what to do with Moonscript. Okay. I'm just going to put those up here as well. Okay. 2 stars above. Okay, The Artist's Way. I have read this one, but I would keep it out. It's a writing book. Stan the Snail Finds His Purpose. This is a picture book. I've read that. Okay, down here, you can sort of see it. They have my Writing Thesaurus books, the Emotion, Negative Trait, and Positive Trait Thesauruses. These would be staying out. Then I have... Okay, what are all these? Okay, then I have my Tangled comics. I'd probably be keeping these out because there is one more in this series that I haven't gotten yet because it is out of print. So, yeah, I'll probably keep these out. I don't know. And I have this random Disney Princess one, which I found at the thrift store. I don't think they have anything where you can review this one on Goodreads, but I'll look and see. So yeah, I have read those fairly recently. I have not read this one, so I'll see if I want to keep it. Then I have all my Horse Angel comics. These are all staying. I've reread all these. So, this is a random Tangled the Series magazine. This isn't on Goodreads. So, I kept it because it has like a braiding tutorial in it that I use sometimes, so I kept it out. But yeah. Okay, the only other ones, you know what, let's just put Moonscript back on it there. The only other one is Shelter of Wings, which is a Christian manga I just finished recently. You'll have seen it in my February wrap-up. I don't know what to do about this one. I just bought it recently, so I'm going to hang on to it, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it in the near future. Okay, so these two would stay out, not necessarily for reviewing purposes, but just because, here, I should put those up there, except Reform doesn't fit, it's too tall. Put them in like that. That'll work. Okay, put those back in the air. And these are just some Tangled picture books. I have reread these recently. You'll be hearing about them in my March reading wrap-up, so I don't need to do anything with those. So, for all my rereading, I've done fairly well on either rereading or just reading the books recently. So yeah, I just want to keep, I think rotating them is a good idea. So I just want to, do that. So let's go through that stack now. We'll move all these, and then I'll have to decide, like, what am I keeping out? What am I putting in a box somewhere? Like, I think I'll keep these out, so, but who knows? Okay. Because I really hate the idea of putting them in boxes, but I don't really have a choice at this point, because, I'm just running out of space. So, but if I rotate them every few months, that wouldn't be so bad, because then I could be like, oh, you know, I'll just keep, like, certain series I would keep out, like the Illyrian Chronicles I wouldn't stick in a box somewhere, but, some of the other ones I might, just as rotating, I don't know. Okay, so, let's tilt you guys up some more, there we go. Okay, so these are all my physical books to be read. I guess I could show them to you guys. I'm gonna have to edit this thing like crazy anyways, so that over there. So I have The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I've not gotten to this chunker yet. The font's not too bad for mass market paperback, but it's still tiny. And this book still kind of intimidates me, and I like big books. I mean, it's like 1,000. It's, let's see. How long is the actual story? Because there's some extra stuff at the back here. It's 1,252 pages. That's a chunker. So, but it is split up into different books, so I don't know. And I've heard that his writing is pretty easy to read, so we'll see about that. But there's that one. I have book 3 of the Remnant trilogy, Seldoma, by Angela R. Watts. I'm reading the second book currently right now, which is Tabor. But yeah, really liking this. But yeah, so that one I'll probably read fairly soon. Solstice of Fire and Light. This is also by Angela R. Watts. It's, I think it's fantasy. It's a romantic fantasy. Fantasy romance. Wow, I can't talk. But yeah. My mom actually got me this one for Christmas. So, yeah. I'm very excited to read all of these, actually. Between Shifts, my sister got me this one for Christmas. This is the sequel to Between Jobs. So, then I have a book I just bought recently, which is Engaged to a Supervillain. I have the ebook of this one, but the physical was really cheap, and I do like the two main characters in this one, so yeah, I'd probably be buying the physical anyways. They have Redeemed and Reborn. These are the next two books in the Supervillain Rehabilitation Project series. Obviously, I haven't gotten any of these. The Forgetting, this is a, it's like a mainstream, YA dystopian. So, I heard Chantel say good things about it, so I picked it up when I saw it at the thrift store at one point. Then I have Steelheart and Calamity by Brandon Sanderson. These are books 1 and 3 in the Reckoners trilogy. So, this one is going to be tricky because I'll only be able to read this one because my library is currently still not open, so book 3 will be sitting here a while. And then I have the whole, the Illuminate trilogy. Haven't gotten to any of these, obviously. Rebel, Brave, and Brutal by Shannon Ditmore. This one, I need to reread the first book in order to read this one because there's no way I'm going to remember what happened in the first book, which is Winter, White, and Wicked. So, yeah, that's why this one's still sitting here, even though I pre-ordered it last February and bought it. So, yeah. Then we have Martin's Anointed. This is currently the last book in the Martin's Mark series. Still haven't gotten to this one. Don't come for me. I still haven't gotten to that one either because I haven't been in the mood to reread the Illyrian Chronicles. So, then I have the White Road Tales, but I think you have to read this at the end of the series. I've only read the first book in the series, so this one's going to be sitting here a while. It's Christian fantasy, so Yeah. And then we have the final book, which is Oathbringer, which is the third book to the Stormlight Archive, which The Way of Kings is the first book. So this one's going to be sitting here a while, too. Okay. Now that we've moved those. Okay, this stack, we have Chasing Jupiter. I read this one recently. Then we have All Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. It has a library sticker on it, so I don't want to show that. Yeah, I have not read this recently, so I'll put it up there. Then we have Love and Luck. This is like a contemporary YA book. I really liked it the first time I read it, so I should see about rereading that one. What Once Was Mine. This is one of the only Twisted Tales books that I actually like. Yeah, I did read this last year before, something like that, so I did read that one and review it. Golden Braid, just read this one recently. To Best the Boys by Mary Weber. I've only read this one once, so I need to scoop these over. These hardcovers aren't gonna fit. Okay. Coral by Sarah Ella. Read this one. The Unblemished Trilogy. By Sarah Ella. I need to reread these because I've read this book, the first book, twice, and I did like it. I read the second and the third books like once, and they have gorgeous covers. My main hang-up with this is the third book did end kind of lamely, in my opinion, and like it didn't end, so to speak. The whole book was just kind of there. I don't know, and it does have a love triangle in it, which is part of the reason I've been avoiding rereading it. So I should put them over here because eventually I do need to reread them, because at the same time it's like I don't want to get rid of them either, but it's like if I don't care about them. The Lost Girl of Astor Street. This is a YA mystery. I think I really did like this at the time. This is also a special copy to me because I actually won it in a giveaway that the author was having. So it was like one of the very few giveaways I've won. So, and this is like the old cover version. It actually has a different cover now. So yeah, but I would like to reread that one. Chronicles of Narnia. I would like to reread this one. It's an omnibus of the whole series. So, but my shelf is running out of room. Okay, the Tales of Starlight series, books 2 and 3. Read these. And my pile is weird. Okay. The Eye of the Oracle. This is the Oracles of Fire by Brian Davis. This is the sequel series to Dragons in Our Midst. These are all Christian fantasy. I've read these. I really like these. I have not read them in a while, though. So, and I do actually want to get the rest of the books, so it might behoove me to read these and make sure I still want the other books, you know, before I get too far in. So, those will go up here. Narnia. That looks dangerous. Okay, then we have Rage Like the Gods, like by Nikki Chapway. Really love this book. Really think it's very pretty. Really like this book. So, read that one recently. Tale of Gods and Glories by Nikki Chapway. Really like this book. Okay. The Empath Survival Guide. I will be keeping this one out because my mom gave me this book because I am an empath, so it is helpful. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but that would stay out regardless. Martin's Mark series. This might be a situation where I keep these books out until I read the last one, just so I have a point of reference to refer back to. Otherwise, they might go in a box. So, yeah. But, yeah. We'll just put those down there. Six of Crows. I did read this. Did really enjoy this. So, yeah. Probably wouldn't keep it out. And then the rest of them down there are the Harry Potter books. I'm not going to pull those out. But, I have read those. Reviewed those. So, those would take up a lot of space in a box, but it would also free up some space in that stack. So, yeah, I might just do something with those. So, yeah, the books I would need to reread to see if I want to keep or something are, let's see, let's just move these down. Okay, so the books I would need to reread are all on this shelf, at least from this bookcase. So that's pretty good. That's actually not that many. I mean, as long as I don't take into account all the books I was already going to try to reread anyways. that are under my bed. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, yeah, I think rotating them might work because, and then I could put the ones I've read like maybe in the stack. I don't know. That might work because the front stack I do want to keep as my physical TBR because I do like, you know, kind of seeing it going down. And it's kind of hard to do that when it's on a shelf, which is where I previously had them. They used to be down here. But I thought that was taking up space, which it was. So yeah, no, I guess that's the video because I really don't know what else to say. Obviously I'll need to move and remove some of the books on the room bookcase out there. Yeah, I'll probably leave the Ilion Chronicles where they are, but everything else will probably get moved. But yeah, at least of the ones that I haven't reread or read recently. So, but I do want to reread them because, like I said, once I get a review up of them, I will then know for sure, like, do I like them? Do I not? Like, what do I do with them? So yeah. And I do want to especially put on this shelf, along with the Belisarius series, I want to put at least one other, at least middle grade or at least partial middle grade series, because I do have a lot from, like, my childhood and younger me and stuff like that, where, because that's pretty much what I read was middle grade horse books. So, and I've been weeding them out of, like, the ones that, like, I really want to keep, the ones that, like, really made an impact on me, I still really like now, as opposed to the ones were just sort of, they were just okay. So yeah, so I do want to go through those too, but they're on the box you guys are sitting on, so I'll need to rotate some stuff. But yeah, so yeah, let me know down in the comments if you have any opinions, or maybe not opinions, but yeah, just let me know down below in the comments if you have any suggestions for my book problem. Yeah, I know. Stop buying them. I have decreased rapidly what books I buy. Like the last time I bought some books, it was 4. So yeah, and they were either books I had just read on ebook that I knew I wanted physical copies of, or like I said, Engaged to a Supervillain was one of those books. I know I'm gonna like that book, so I just went ahead and bought the copy because it was cheap at the time, and they had it on sale for some bizarre reason. So yeah, I'm more picky with the books I'm getting physically as opposed to just ebooks, because ebooks I'll take more of a chance on, especially if I can get them for cheaper or whatever. So yeah, but the ones I'm trying to get physically, I'm trying to be very, very strict on, especially because I don't have a ton of room. But yeah, hopefully that'll change at some point. But yeah, as of now, that's kind of my thing that I have going on here. If you have any advice for maybe certain ways I could do it, if you think the rotating the books sounds like a good idea. I mean, I do it every few months. Like, this isn't a daily thing. I'd be rotating them. That'd be way too much work. But, and I got other things to do in my life. So, yeah. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this very rare, random impromptu video. I kind of just thought it up today, like, I don't know, maybe an hour, like, well, let's see, I've been filming 35 minutes, so yeah, probably a little bit before that, I just randomly decided, fine, I'm just gonna film this video because I was gonna try to reorganize the books anyway, so it's like, great, I'll just try to film the process. So yeah, let me know down below any of your thoughts, your opinions, anything on this situation. If you have any advice, please share it because I would love any advice right now. But as of now, I will be trying the rotating books thing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!